never filled the fold, and now we're doing it again. I'll explain exactly why, what to do to get rid of this fold. Why are we filling the fold? Biostimulators are now FDA approved for this area. What does that mean? So what is my number one free solution that you can do at home? I'm Dr. Rajani, and today I'm talking nasolabial folds. I changed my mind. We changed our minds. I'm going to so many lectures now, and all of a sudden we're seeing people talk about filling the nasolabial fold. One of the most important things to understand about this fold is it is a natural fold of the body. It's not unnatural, but what makes it look old on some of you that would say you don't like it is the fact that there's fat loss in the mid-face, or that deep medial fat pad that's above the nasolabial fat pad that's actually can hypertrophy a little bit. Now, it's actually a misnomer. It's not the nasolabial fold. Nasal means nose, labial is lip. It's actually the melolabial fold. Melo, this cheek area, labial is lip. And we all have this fold, but you were told for years, never filled the fold, and now we're doing it again. I'll explain exactly why. I'll show you some before and after pictures, tell you exactly what to do to quote unquote get rid of this fold, and I'll give you a free solution as well at the end of the video for those who like free, and it can work with your treatment. But why are we filling the fold? That's the number one question, because you were told forever, never fill that fold. We stopped doing it. Several reasons. There's about 4 or 5. Number one, we're seeing more and more bone loss in the face. And because of that bone loss, the fold gets deeper. Now, young people have these folds, right? Supermodels have these folds. But what happens is you lose volume in the face, and this becomes more prominent, or you're a big smiler, so you often have the fold more prominent. But when you lose bone here, this becomes more prominent. That's the first reason. Number two is we now have new fillers that are flexible, that move with your body. They're also lasting longer, and they're more robust, so that the filler doesn't migrate above, which is a disaster, because then the fold looks bigger. I'll talk about filling that in a moment. But so there's new class of fillers out. Number three is that we know biostimulators are now FDA approved for this area. What does that mean? You can put the product right on the bone. So when you put the biostimulator on the bone, it lifts the whole nasal ala forward. Biostimulators, they stimulate your collagen, so that overall looks better. So you can't see the filler, you don't get a Tyndall or bluing effect, and you can then fill the fold. Another reason that we fill here now is because so many people have lip filler and lower face filler that projects the lower face forward, and that affords us to project the nasolabial fold forward. If you go back years ago when we weren't filling as many lips as we did now, we didn't have projection of the lower face. And when you don't have that and you fill the fold, you create an unusual kind of look in the face. Now, another reason that we fill this fold now is everyone knows about filling the area above it. So you have to fill the cheek first if there's volume deficit and loss, and you have to go deep. The deep medial fat pad is what we call it, because that projects forward. A lot of people will have ptosis, or hanging of the fat above this nasolabial fat pad, which is a superficial fat pad just above the fold. And so you have to fill above there, but you have to fill deep. Now, that's not a tear trough. It's very different than your tear trough. But by filling the mid-face, you get rid of the atrophy or the hollow look above the fold, and thereby you can then inject the fold and it all looks natural. So those are the reasons we're starting to fill again, amongst others. But what do you do? What is it? So what are the products I'm talking about? Well, one example of a flexible filler would be something called Restylane Define or Restylane Refine. So both of those fillers are robust. Define would be my favorite. And they are flexible, so they move with your body. And if I fill in here in this area, oftentimes that's going to last a person 2 to 3 or 4 years because it's not a big movement area, especially because people are doing what? What's a little hack here? About 12 units of Botox in the lower face pointedly reduces your muscle movement, and that means the filler's not going to move around as much because we've addressed the muscles and the soft tissue. Now, what about a facelift? Of course, if you do a facelift, you can lift it and re-approximate the tissues, but guess what? You still have a nasolabial fold and fat loss, and so you have to replace that with something. And most commonly, even after a facelift, people get filler there because the reason they went in for a facelift is because they saw this fold, but what that was signaling was sag of the entire face. So facelift is good to address it, but you'll often need something in the fold. Now, needle versus cannula. There is a dangerous artery that comes up along the nasolabial fold from your facial artery right in front of your masseter. And it's precariously close to exactly where we're going to inject to fill that fold. So I do like to use a cannula, 23 gauge 2-inch cannula. I can do all my work from one opening. Many people use a needle, and that's okay. And for those of you who have a line that's etched into your skin, you can take a fine needle and just use the cannula for deeper and the needle for superficial. That's a great technique as well. So what is my number one free solution that you can do at home easily, and it's the most effective of all of these, is something called gua sha. And gua sha, many people think it's just for lymphatic drainage. That's not true. It's single movements that helps affect the muscles, relax the muscles. It has an effect on the fat. It increases blood flow and circulation. It's much more than lymphatic massage that people think. And it's an ancient technique. And that works very good for muscle release. And you have to do something like that consistently. But many people, and you'll comment below, do get nice results, particularly with the nasolabial fold. You're now going to want to watch this video all about red light so you can stimulate your fibroblasts to produce your what? Collagen and elastin to maintain lift. And one down here, all about skin boosting. Stay tuned here. Keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.